probably know this, but in the early 90s, there were two different Sonic cartoons airing at the same time. One was dark and dramatic, the other was a hilarious comedy about chili dogs.
The first candidate was Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, a syndicated cartoon series for the after-school kiddies. Silly, lighthearted, and goofy left, right, and center. Then you have Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic SatAM, broadcasted exclusively for ABC. Both shows began broadcast in late 1993. It's crazy to think two different TV shows.
You're certifiable!
Both shows were my personal introduction to Sonic the Hedgehog, as it may have been the case for many others from my generation. So, I thought it'd be fun to pay homage by reviewing the first episode of each show in the production order. So, for part 1 of my short retrospective, let's start with the first produced episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, the Super Special Sonic Search and Smash Squad. The episode begins with Sonic running for almost a minute and nothing else in this 22-minute cartoon, animation filler at its finest. We get our introduction to Scratch and Grounder, both of whom are part of a long line of bumbling sidekicks that are often roped with Dr. Eggman's crew. The trap they set on Sonic and their bickering showcases their role as ineffective foils for Sonic, with the goal of trying to catch him, with traps only to backfire on them. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of the visuals and the surreal humor are very reminiscent of Ren and Stimpy, even down to hiring Ken Butterworth as director. How very Bugs Bunny of him. Oh, by the way, that's Jaleel White as Sonic himself. Most of you probably know him as the nerdy Steve Urkel. These guys are basically two dimwits that act like bickering brothers half the time. We then get our next foil as we're introduced to Coconuts. Coconuts especially seems like the most relatable of Robotnik's minions, as someone struggling to get recognition, but will go through any means of attaining it. His trap is also a stroke of genius, luring Sonic with a fake chili dog stand that turns into a giant robot, even though Sonic ends up beating it with another classic Looney Tunes gag. There may have been many influences, but at this point it seems blatantly clear that it's clearly trying to mimic the comedy of classic Looney Tunes.